Welcome back to The Current on the Course. One of the many things that sets the JDC apart from other tournaments on the tour is Birdies for Charity.
Yeah, and since 1971, it's raised, get this, nearly $190 million for charity. But don't take it from us. Here's Cedar Rapids native Zach Johnson.
Over 200 million to charity, right? It's coming up. That's why we do what we do. Like, today's the biggest day of the week.
And this is why we have Michaela Booth, Directors of Birdies for Charity, joining us right now here on The Current. Michaela, thank you so much for being back with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Always love to come by.
Before we get into the really fun stuff, let's tell people who maybe have never done it before, how does Birdies for Charity work?
Birdies for Charity, basically in its simplistic form, is a turnkey fundraising program for all of our area nonprofits. They're able to solicit funds and ask their donors to donate to them through our program. And we give 100% of it back, so charities are not paying us any administrative costs. And then we match it by 5 to 10%, which is the really big deal for them.
So there's a benefit for the charities.
There is.
There's also a benefit for donors. There's a prize they can win. Is that right?
There is, yeah. So we've added some donor incentives along the years, and we have a great partnership with Smart Lexus of Quad Cities. So donors have the opportunity to guess the number of birdies that are going to be scored this week, starting today during the Wednesday pro-am of just the pros, and then through Sunday. And whoever's closest or right on the nose has a chance to win a 2-year lease on a brand new Lexus.
Remind me, what was the number for the Birdies last year?
It was just over 2,300. It was a really high number. They were playing very well last year.
And there's no rain to impact the course right now.
Exactly.
So we can get a high number again.
Exactly. We could.
And with all of those birdies, how much money did you raise last year?
Yeah, last year was an incredible $15.9 million, which was another record-breaking year when we were really proud of it.
Now, is there any pressure to kind of break the record year after year?
There is. There's a lot of pressure put on us, but we always say just $1 more and we'll be happy. But we're also in the world of competitive sports, and we're pretty competitive. So we'll see what happens this year, but it's looking good so far.
Yeah, a lot of that must be just internal pressure, like your own drive. Yeah,
yeah, it for sure is.
Yeah, but
especially this is your 3rd year doing a fantastic
Yeah,
job. And
thank
speaking
you.
of competitiveness, do you talk to other tournaments across the PGA about something similar?
Yeah, we sure do. So the Birdies for Charity program actually got its start in what it really is today at the John Deere Classic, which is something that we can be proud of. Other tournaments have seen its success and want to do something similar at their tournament. So we actually license it to about 15 other tournaments across the PGA Tour, across the country. So we keep up with what other tournaments are doing, but we're really proud to say that we're always ranked #1 per capita in generous charitable giving, and we're usually in the top 3 for overall. So when you think about how small of a market we are on the PGA Tour, it's something the Quad Cities should really share and be proud of.
So let's talk about some of the charities, because there are charities of all sizes. There's a lot of them, but there's charities of all sizes involved in this.
There's charities of all sizes. There's nationally recognized charities and charities that just got their start maybe within the last year. There's all volunteer charities and charities that have, several paid full-time staff. It really works for a variety of charities, and whatever way that they feel they can best utilize Birdies for Charity it can work for them.
So just for you guys, when we talk about the charities, are they just in the QCA, or how far out do you go?
Yeah, so our radius goes within 125 miles of us, but it also has to be in Iowa or Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of those smaller charities again, because to me, it would seem like the bigger ones, they have very strong fundraising processes, but some of the smaller ones may not yet.
Right.
And so the proportional impact might be a little bit different for them.
Absolutely. The impact, I think, might be different across the board of charities that participate and what they use those funds for. What Birdies for Charity can also offer, especially a brand new nonprofit or a small one, is that brand recognition and being able to send our logo. We've been around for about 30 years now. Our community is very familiar with the John Deere Classic and Birdies for Charity, and being associated with it might help that trust factor in helping them get those donors, because they're used to Birdies for Charity. They support other organizations through it, so they're happy to do it for this new one. So having that reputation behind it is beneficial, and for them too.
Absolutely. So how long do people have to donate, and how can they do so?
Yeah, so we just have a couple of days left. Donations will close. Well, I should say pledges are going to be closing on July 4th. So midnight at 4th of July. They have to be postmarked by then. but keep in mind that the post office will be closed on 4th of July, so you might have to do a little planning ahead of time. And then our online donations are closing at midnight that night.
Okay, and last question for you. When is the big revelation? Because that's what we're all going to be looking forward to at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say in early October, we're going to be announcing what we've accomplished in 2025 and delivering all that money to all of the charities that participate. And we're also planning to reach a pretty significant milestone this year, so I'll just tell people to stay tuned, and there might be a big announcement coming before then too.
You can't tease us like that.
We
Oh,
have
my
to leave you
goodness.
hanging a little bit.
All right. Maybe you can tell us off camera. We'll try to convince you.
Michaela, thank you so much for your time today. We know you're very busy. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.